What is up, guys? Patrick from NintenTalk back with a brand new video. This time we are doing a game preview of a game that is set to release on the Nintendo Switch later this month, and that is R.B.I. Baseball 18. This game is also available right now on both the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, and it is set to release on both Android and iOS. You can pretty much play this game wherever, whenever. Big disclaimer before we start this video, all of the footage that you are seeing in the background was recorded on an Xbox One, so I really can't talk about how this game runs technically. If there's any flaws, I can't really tell you that. This video is more about saying if this game is worth your time, and I think I have good news for you because I've been really enjoying this iteration of R.B.I. Baseball. Now, R.B.I. Baseball 17 did come out on the Switch last year, but it did get a lot of flack for being a lackluster game. So the R.B.I. team kind of promised fans and people that follow the game that they would be updating and giving this game a major facelift. And I can report back to you that they've kind of upheld their end of the bargain. R.B.I. 18 definitely looks better in the presentation standards. The graphics have drastically improved. The menu design is a sweet spot, and I actually really love this menu, comparable to MLB The Show. The other cool thing about this is that you can customize your menu based off your favorite team. So you can see here I have the Red Sox menu, because I'm a big Sox fan. So if you like the Mets or the Yankees or the Twins, you can kind of customize the menu to your liking, and it kind of toggles through a bunch of players on the team, which is really cool. Going into gameplay, though, I mean, this is your typical arcade baseball game. For all the haters out there of R.B.I. Baseball, this game isn't really set to compete against games like The Show. If you want a realistic simulation baseball game, you should probably pick up a PS4 and play The Show. This is more for the casual fans, more the old school sports fans. And I really feel like this game shines in that regard, and I think it's a perfect match to be on the Switch. And I will tell you that I will be double dipping on this, and I will be picking it up also on the Switch for the portability factor, because this is such a perfect game on the go. So basically, for those of you who haven't played R.B.I. baseball games, there's one button to swing. You move your player left to right. You know, it's nothing too insane. On the pitching front, you can't choose between like a curveball or a screwball. Basically, it's a fastball, a faster ball, and a slow ball. And you can choose kind of where they go. So it's very arcade-like, which does work in this game's favor. I had a lot of fun playing with this, and I didn't really experience too much in terms of just unregistered controls, so that was really good. Fielding, it's your basic, all the buttons are the different bases. Nothing groundbreaking here. It's just, it's simple, and it works. In terms of presentation, the one thing that is a glaring weakness of this game is the lack of commentators and the lack of just people talking in general. So you're going to hear only like strike, ball, out. You're going to hear the basic, umpire shouting at you. I hope for next year they add in commentators. I don't think that's something that they would patch in later in this version, but next year, they have something to strive for in that department. When the game first starts, you're seeing the pitcher's eyes, you're seeing the batter's eyes, and then it just begins. There's nothing really in between. There are little animations, like if you do hit a home run, it kind of breaks into a cutscene, and it shows your batter rounding the bases, which is a really nice touch for this kind of game. But I think that presentation is somewhere that they could improve on for next year. Going into the modes, the brand new mode this year is the Home Run Derby, which is kind of standard for other baseball games. But it's nice to see that mode made its way in here. So I did try it out, and you can choose from a limited set of players. And, it's very basic. Like I said before, there's no commentating, so it kind of feels empty in that regard. It's quite different from what an actual home run derby is, because in actual baseball, when you're watching the home run derby, they have 10 outs, and after that, it's time for the next batter. This mode, it seems like it is timed. It gives you like 3 minutes, I think, and you pretty much hit as many home runs as you can within that time limit. So that's kind of different from actual baseball. But I had a fun time with it. Hitting home runs was pretty easy once you get the timing on, and I didn't win the first round, but I will try and go back. But that's a really fun mode. If you don't want to play an entire baseball game, you can kind of go into that little side mode. So that was nice to see. The big selling point for me this year, though, was the added franchise mode. Now, for starters, you can't really do a lot with this franchise mode. It is bare bones. I mean, you can, like, bare as bare can be. So you can choose between the season length, which is really nice. I don't know too many people who want to play 100 or so games of this, but you can choose between, like, I think it's like 80 and 50 games, which is really nice. You can change how willing the GMs are to trade players, so you can make them stricter trades or looser trades, which I thought was really cool. Although I did try and trade a high prospect from the Red Sox over to the Rays for pretty much nothing, Carlos Gomez, and they accepted the trade, which is kind of unrealistic. So I don't know. And that was on strict trading, so I just wanted to see that. You can pick up free agents as well. And, the salary of the teams isn't really a factor in here. So, if someone's making millions and millions of dollars, it won't put you over the salary cap, which I felt was okay. I mean, so you can basically have all these high paid players on your team. Like I said before, if you want to be more into, the technical simulation aspect, MLB The Show is probably the best choice. But here, I mean, you could trade players, you could pick up free agents. Players do get injured, so there is kind of that RPG element that people like with sports games. You can also choose between legends. If you're going in the free agents, there are legends, so you could pick up like Reggie Jackson, and some of the more modern legends. So there's a good group of cast there, which is cool. I loved seeing the legends in there, so you can have your whole team stacked with like Ted Williams and Babe Ruth and stuff like that. So that was really cool. Overall, though, this game, I was really impressed with this. I think that there's still a way to go for it to be kind of a competitor with MLB The Show, but I think they're in the right direction. Overall, the presentation was really good. The stadiums look like they do. And for an arcade baseball game, I would definitely recommend this to anyone that's interested. This game does come out in April. It is going to be $29.99. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but it does come out physical too, so physical collectors, you can look forward to buying this in the stores. And overall, yeah, I would definitely recommend this game. Before I end off, I kind of hate ending on a sour note, but I did experience some glitches, and it's probably going to be patched out, I would assume, by the time it reaches the Switch. But there was a moment in a game where it just froze, and that was on the Xbox One. And it was more of when they switched pitchers, the pitcher wouldn't throw back. I don't know. That's just something that I experienced, and I want to throw that out there, so you guys can't be like, Pat, you didn't mention these glitches. But it did happen on a couple of occasions. I've played it since, and it hasn't happened, so maybe they did patch it out, and I don't even know. But I figured I would put that out there. Overall, looking forward to this game appearing on the Switch. Hopefully, no technical difficulties plague this game, but I would definitely recommend this game to anyone that is interested. So thank you very much, guys, and I will see you in the next video.